welcome back to the Fantasy Madness podcast with me, your host, the Mad Chatter Ryan MK. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Thank you once again. Please follow me on the Twitters, on the Grams at RMK Madness. Check me out on the tubes, unless you are already. And don't forget to vote. I voted. Me and the wives did our voting. Not wife as in plural, me and the wife. I just sometimes add the S to shit because why do we do that? Anyway, just one wife. Thank you very much. And we voted. We did the voting. Very happy with that. So, get the orange dictator out of office. That's it. That's the plan, right? Yes, indeed. And I hope your week was well. I really do. Not bad. Not bad. Enjoying the MLB playoffs. Somehow, those damn cheating Astros have made a comeback. There will be a Game 7. The Rays, come on, boys. You done let this shit slip away. What is going on? The Dodgers? They're in trouble. They won last night. Tonight. Last night is really tonight. Last night. They won. 3-2. Still. It's just two good games, though. They look like they're in trouble to me. Are we really going to get Astros Braves? I don't care about that. I really don't. Also, The Phenomenon was released. Supposedly very well done documentary. I can't speak as though I've seen it. I haven't watched it yet. I started it and then fell asleep. Not because the movie was boring, because I like to fall asleep to space stuff, UFO stuff, things like that. And I decided I'm just going to put it on and check it out until I doze off. And it was late, and I was tired, and it didn't last long. But I will be checking it out this weekend, and I'm very excited for it. And I'm going to talk about it on my other podcast, the Miscellaneous Debris Podcast, again, with me, the Mad Chatter Ryan MK. And you can check that out anywhere you find this pod. Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, what the fuck am I really, are we going to struggle already? No, we're going to plow through. That's right, just plow through. Anyway, as I was saying, check out my thoughts on The Phenomenon documentary, UFOs and what's not. You can check that out on the Miscellaneous Debris Pod. Also, there was the presidential town halls thingies, Trump, Biden at the same time. Speaking of, getting rid of the orange dictator. It's funny. You got to ask a lot of questions. What about healthcare? Well, we're going to bring something better. But you got nothing. He's got no plan for nothing. What are you going to do about this? What are you going to do? They're going to be very happy. They're going to be very happy. Don't worry, we're going to do a tremendous job. We have a tremendous plan. What's your plan? You're going to be very happy with our plan. No. Yeah. He also says, Mr. Trump, that we're turning the corner on COVID. And I'm pretty sure he's been saying that. And the numbers would suggest that COVID cases are rising across the country. And I would say the NFL would also say otherwise to his comments. You got to look at the situation. Just this week we had a scare. Falcons, Colts had to close their facilities. Atlanta opened up right away, and we found out the Colts opened back up because a lot of theirs was false positives, apparently. But it's all very scared. Where are we turning the corner? I'm very confused with all this. Odell Beckham was sent home from Cleveland's practice, and they're not sure if it's COVID related or not, so they're not going to bring him back until they make sure he's good to go. His test is negative. That. In other big news, probably the biggest news of the NFL week, but you got to talk the COVID stuff because that shit's scary for fantasy teams, right? But the other big news is Le'Veon Bell. Got cut from the Jets. We all felt this might happen, or that he'd get traded or something, and he's off to the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, wouldn't you guess that? Oh my goodness. Because of course he is. Now, I'm no Clyde Edwards-Helaire hater, but I'm also not one that's touted him all off season. I've been kind of in the middle. Don't roster him, and I'm okay with that, particularly now because, see, they were going to use more of Darrell Williams, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire not been spectacular, but then again, the other has Jonathan Taylor, so those of us who like Jonathan Taylor, we can't brag too much. With Clyde Edwards-Helaire, good back. Obviously, there's something missing from the Kansas City running game. Why they wanted another guy. And everybody just thought Damian Williams opting out, Darrell Williams, he's just not done much. Everybody assumed Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I shouldn't say everybody, many people, that he was just going to be this top-notch guy. But the Chiefs' offense isn't what it was. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been okay. And now you add Le'Veon Bell into the mix. Now this could get interesting. This could really, A, help out that offense, and B, help out Le'Veon Bell. Let's face it. Look at the track record of the people who leave Adam Gase and what they do. Le'Veon Bell, I do believe, is not the same running back. I do think he was partly a product of the Steelers system. But I also don't think he's as bad as he's shown in the limited time we've seen him in that green jersey. I just don't believe it. So I do think we're going to see a little bit more from Le'Veon Bell in Kansas City, which, of course, spells a bit of bad news for Mr. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Sorry, But for another young running back, a rookie as well, La'Mical Perine, this opens up plenty of opportunity. Adam Gase already said his role is going to expand a lot. So he's going to get a big-time bump up from Le'Veon Bell being gone. And when Le'Veon Bell was on IR, you didn't really see that. So you wonder, but maybe now with Le'Veon Bell firmly out of the organization, maybe now it's Perine's time to shine. We'll see. And by the way, we did enjoy a little Tuesday night football, right? That was a little bit of fun. The Titans, I'm not going to lie, I was wrong. I finally got behind the Bills, and they did Bills things. Josh Allen did a couple of and he played fine. But it's that kind of shit, those kind of mistakes you cannot make. You cannot make against the best of the best teams. And right now, people you keep doubting Tennessee, but Tannehill's playing pretty good. And they got a run game. And they got a solid D. And they got fucking A.J. Brown. Who went 7 for 82 and 1. Jonnu Smith, 5 for 40 and 2. 2 touchdowns. 2 TDs for the tight end. And let's not forget, I mentioned Derrick Henry. That stiff arm. Remember when he used to be really good, that cornerback? Josh Norman. That's who that was. Remember when he used to be the cream of the crop, we thought, because him and Odell Beckham were going at it? And he's not done a lot since then, since leaving Carolina. And if you weren't sure what team he even played for anymore, this was a hell of an introduction to remember. Oh, that's where you're at. Okay, all right. Oh, yeah. Tuesday night football, which meant no Thursday night football, which was kind of stinky. But hey, it's going to be a wild year, as I've said a million times and as has proven true already. So we just got to, continue to roll with the punches. Roll with those damn punches. Roll with the punches. That's just terrible. I need to do something about these damn I think I talked about it maybe on the last pod. Maybe it was just on my miscellaneous debris pod. But I think coming up soon, I'm going to be creating some different, segment intros. I guess is how I would put it. Because if you've heard my theme songs, you've heard that's what I can do with the music. I do have a little bit of that talent in my blood. So I may just be putting something together, something like a infirmary. Probably not that. But you know what I mean. I'm going to put something together. Crazy and good. Crazy good, if you know what I mean. Anyway, infirmary. Good news in that Julio Jones and Chris Godwin will be playing this week. I'm so excited to get Chris Godwin back. He's been missed. I have missed him a lot. However, we do have some players out. KJ Hamler. It's a shame. Mo Alie-Cox. Dalvin Cook. Deshaun Jackson. Alshon Jeffrey. Deontay Johnson. And you know, there's some meaningful stuff to get from that, but we'll get into that. We'll get into something later. Questionable this week would be Dawson Knox. He's got the calf injury. There. Got the calf injury. I still had to look around and look. But what do we do? Curtis Samuel, knee injury. Odell Beckham, he, again, got that illness, right? So we'll see how that goes. His teammate, Jarvis Landry, still dealing with the ribs and hip. He'll probably be fine. Baker Mayfield, he took that shot last week, was a little iffy after that. He's questionable. Then you got Drew Lock, okay, who is on track to play this week. If he does, it sounds like Cam Newton's returning. We're going to get Drew Lock versus Cam Newton, and I'm excited for this. I really, really am. Because I want to see what Drew Lock can do, because this Denver defense... Now, the Denver defense, the offense, is a little bit shaky right now. But because, as you can see, KJ Hamler is out. And then, Melvin Gordon is sick. He's questionable. Noah Fant, with the ankle injury, missed last week. He's questionable. But normally, you got to think this team going into next year, Sutton, Hamler, Judy, Fant, it's a good team, man. So I'd really like to see what Drew Lock can do with this team. Granted, it's not the full complement of weapons, but he's got Jerry Jeudy, and Tim Patrick has played well in place of Courtland Sutton. Played well. So, there you go. DJ Chark, ankle, questionable. As well as his teammate Tyler Eifert with a neck injury. Julian Edelman's doing his weekly bullshit routine thing on the IR. Darius Slayton has got the foot injury, but it sounds like he's going to be good to go. Brashad Perriman, he may go. He's questionable with the ankle injury. Maybe he'll get out there and give, Joe Flacco someone to throw to. And then you got Leonard Fournette. Ankle injury. A lot of ankles this week. He's questionable. You figure Rojo's going to get the bulk of the work anyway. We'll see what happens with Fournette. I do expect him to get some good games in down the road. It's a shame he got hurt when he did, because it was coming right after that really good game he had. Anyway, moving on to IR. Chris Hogan. Nothing special, but he was a weapon for the Jets. He gone. Darrington Evans, the rookie, some were excited to see play in Tennessee. Particularly if there's a Henry injury, you wondered what they'd be able to do with him. Well, he's heading to IR. Coming off of IR, however, Devin Ozigbo, that one's not a big deal. Although, if you got him because you went and grabbed him after the Fournette trade, might not be a bad idea to hang on to him, because he could get incorporated into the offense. Plus, if James Robinson were to get hurt, Ozigbo's the guy, right? Anyway. Moving on. Doubtful for this week is Sam Darnold, which is why I mentioned Flacco needing people to throw to. And Sammy Watkins sounds like he will miss the game on Monday night. Now, Corey Davis. I bring him up because he's still on the COVID list, which is crazy. As is Raquel Armstead. I noticed that as well. Raquel, how are these people getting on? This damn COVID. It pisses me off on one hand because due to the ignorance of a good amount of Americans, I mean, yes, you can see it popping back up in Europe. Well, it's also entering a certain time of the year. Okay. And in Europe, they initially got it under control by doing the right shit. Not by wandering around maskless, claiming conspiracy theories and, you can't control me, this is my freedom. Are you fucking kidding me? You know, I talk about the New Japan Pro Wrestling a lot. And when you watch one of these shows, they're able to have fans there because people are doing what they're supposed to do. And some may look at that and go, well, yeah, they're the Japanese. They're probably controlled by their government. No. They're working together for the sake of the community, for the sake of the people. Okay? The people, we're the ones that need to worry about getting sick. We're not these fucking rich-ass elite politicians or corporate, CEOs, anything like that, where we're going to have tons of money and get the best care. No. We got to watch out for each other. And you see this at these fucking wrestling shows. They're all obeying the social distancing rules. They're all wearing masks. For the fans of the wrestling, they've said only clapping, no yelling, no hooting, no hollering. And you know what? That crowd, every fucking show, every fucking crowd, all you hear, and then silence. You don't hear no who or not, because they know. They get it. Here in America, you couldn't do that shit. Half the crowd would be yelling, hooting, hollering, saying, fuck this. Not everybody would be wearing masks. I mean, there's a big difference. I apologize. Got on a little bit of a rant. If you want to hear more on that, check out my podcast, Miscellaneous Debris. Oh, goodness. What the fuck? Let's get into some Week 6 madness, shall we? That's right. We got some teams on bye. Patriots are supposed to be one of them. But then the whole COVID situation happened. So in their stead will be the Chargers. You also have the Saints, the Raiders, and the Seahawks. Definitely some dudes missing there, right? All right. Prognosis for Week 6. Let's get into it. I've got a shootout going down in Mini. So play your wide receivers, motherfuckers. Play your Adam Thielen, your Justin Jefferson, right? Play your Julio Jones and your Calvin Ridleys. And not to mention, play Mr. Madison with Dalvin Cook out. And Todd Gurley, he had a good game last week. Helped beat me in one of my main leagues. Teddy Bridgewater and the Carolina Panthers. I do believe they're going to keep rolling versus the Bears. I do realize the Bears have a solid D, but I got them rolling. More DJ Moore action. More. We're going to get more. But Robbie's going to keep doing his thing too. Teddy's just getting comfortable in this shit. He's going to just keep dicing it up. I really like what, and granted, it's been against some weak teams, but I really like what this offense is doing, and they haven't seemed to miss a beat without Christian McCaffrey because Mike Davis has played so damn well. I do believe also that the Colts are going to bounce back, in part because JT, Jonathan Taylor himself, is going to have a hell of a game against the Bengals D. I'd like to say the Bengals are going to keep this competitive, and they might, but the Colts do have a pretty good D. And I do think it's going to be a good day for their offense, which may make things out of reach for the Bengals. But you just want to keep giving Burrow that game action, right? And I do think we're going to continue to see more of T. Higgins. I do. DeAndre Swift. He's going to make his mark. Now, I'm not the only one that believes this. It's a good idea. He didn't have a lot of, training camp, no preseason run. He's hurt. Now, after the bye week, I do believe we see him sprinkled throughout. He's going to come in and take charge of that fucking backfield. I know it. I've been trying to trade for him all week. I'm going to continue to try, leading up till Sunday, because I want me some DeAndre Swift action. That's right, DeAndre Swift. I know he's going to make his mark Sunday. Watch it go. Play Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews, because I do think they're going to have a bit of a problem running the ball against the Eagles. The Ravens are. So I think Lamar's going to have to air it out. I think we're going to get another good game from Hollywood, another good game from Mark Andrews, and hey, for Philly, another good game from Travis Fulgham. No Djax, no Alshon again. Travis Fulgham it is. That's right. Killing it again. Also, play your Dolphins. Play your Dolphins against the hapless blah 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 Jets. Yeah, definitely play your Dolphins. Parker, Preston, Gesicki, Gaskins. I'm playing all of them. Fitzpatrick. Play them all. Just play them. Just do. Just please. Just do. I think the Titans will stay unbeaten as well. I really do. I expect another big day from A.J. Brown, maybe an even bigger day. A big day from King Henry. I would love to see another awesome stiff arm, if you know what I mean. That was fantastic. Sorry, Josh Norman. Avoid the Washington-New York game, though. I mean, if you got Terry McLaurin, if you got T-Mac, if you got Darius Slayton, those guys I like. Throw them in the flex, okay? I like both those receivers, but I just don't like either of these teams. And they both have pretty good defenses. But I do think Daniel Jones could get a couple of good launches to Darius Slayton. And hey, we got Kyle Allen starting, not Alex Smith. Now, the thing with that is, I'm not a big believer in Kyle Allen. But if they don't like Dwayne Haskins, as much as I like Alex Smith, I don't think he's the answer right now. Kyle Allen made some shit happen on the field before he got hurt. Alex Smith didn't do a whole lot after that. So, I'm kind of just wanting to ignore this game, but I get playing Slayton and T-Mac because them dudes are badasses, and the team's got to get a little bit of offense. So, again, Kyle Allen, I do think he'll be able to connect a little bit with T-Mac, but it has definitely been a disappointing year for Mr. Terry McLaurin. We also expected a little more from Dwayne Haskins. Not that he would be spectacular, but that he'd be more than what he is right now. It's just, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I also believe the Rams are going to sandblast the fucking 49ers on Sunday Night Football. The 49ers are just between the injuries and Jimmy G just seems to me looks like a guy who's really starting to lose that confidence. Not a good thing. Particularly that's terrible.
You suck, you jackass.
I know, that was fucking awful. I don't know what else to say. What are you going to do? You're going to power through. That's what you're going to do. But I think Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Cam Akers, and for some big games come Sunday night. And I do like the fact that Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, they've got their weapons, at least on offense, they're getting healthier. But the San Francisco quarterback position, that worries me, despite the health getting better on their offense. And defensively, they're just not great right now at all. So to me, he's just, yeah. I think the Rams kind of take him to task. Okay, that's my prognosis. Now, this is what I'm monitoring. Oh, boy, shit, I really am having a hard fucking time talking today. Whatever. But I used to say it's what I'm gonna watch out for, what I'm gonna keep my eyes on. But from now on, I'm just gonna refer to it as what I'm gonna monitor. And that's gonna be the Le'Veon Bell addition to the Chiefs on Monday night, and what that all means and how that looks. Sorry, it appears I've got a gnat on my microphone. Son of a bitch. Cam versus Drew Lock. I mentioned that. I think we're going to get some good stuff from Cam Newton. He's going to be happy to be back and playing. The Patriots in particular are going to have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder because, fuck, man. They kind of got screwed a little bit. Yeah, it was kind of Cam Newton's fault. It's their fault, essentially. But still, I think they're going to be a little upset. But I also think Denver's going to be looking to, hey, we're a little upset too. Huh? Took our bye week away from us. And I also believe we're going to see a little bit of a resurgence if Drew Lock does indeed play. He's going to energize that offense, at least some. I guarantee that. We'll see how he does. Also, I'm going to keep my eye on this Browns-Steelers matchup. I do think people that are thinking Chase Claypool is going to come out and have another big one, I think they're mistaken. Deontay Johnson got hurt early in the game last week. And I think it's just the way things broke. But I do expect him to be a big part of the offense, but I actually think it could be a big Juju game. Watch. Shootout in Tampa. Are we going to get one of those? Another shootout? Rodgers versus Brady? Two future Hall of Fame? Oh, goodness. I know.
You suck, you jackass.
I deserve it. Two future Hall of Fame quarterbacks going head to head. Well, not exactly, but you know what I mean. It's hard in football because they can't exactly go head to anyway. So there you go. We're going to have us a good-ass game between Tampa and Green Bay. Tampa Bay and Green Bay, the Battle of the Bays. And I do think this is going to be a higher scoring game. If you're an owner of some of the Green Bay players, you're going to play him. MVS. I'm okay playing him. I mean, because you know, Adams, yeah. Aaron Jones, yeah. But I do think MVS. And also, for Tampa, as mentioned, Chris Godwin's coming back. So you expect him and Evans to really be able to kick some ass. Because they've rarely been on the field at the same time this year. Okay. This spells trouble for Green Bay. So that's what I think. Also, Monday night, we have the new look Cowboys. We lament Dak's injury, and he will be missed. But in his stead, rides in a knight in orange armor. Yes, that's right. He does not have any facial hair. He sometimes looks aloof. But he has gotten it done before. He is a veteran who can play the game and the position. How well? We will see. He is loaded with talent now. We will get what we get from him, and I expect it to be very good. Introducing the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. I should be his hype man, you know what I mean? That was pretty good. Until the end, and I said very good. I could have thought of something better there for that. But the new look Cowboys with the Red Rifle. We're going to see how it goes. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit excited for it. I really am. I mean, really, I love Dak. And I have Dak in a handful of fantasy leagues. I roster the motherfucker because I like him. And he's played well, man. And woman. It's a shame what happened. But now we have to move on. He's moving on. He's working on rehab. We have to move on. And we have to move on for the Cowboys with Andy Dalton. Some may think this is a step down for certain receivers, but I still like. Hey, he was connecting with Gallup at the end of the game last week. Mr. Dalton was. And I do think CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper are going to be fine. I do think this Dallas offense, I actually think we're going to see a good amount of Zeke now as well. And people would say, well, you've seen so much of the receivers, how are you going to see a good amount of them still, but more Zeke? Just watch. Just watch. I think the Dallas offense is going to be all right. Now, their whole team might be fucked because of that defense, but that's another conversation. That is another conversation indeed. So, let's work on getting out of here. That's right.
Game over, man. It's game over.
It's just that time. Pot overtime. That's right. But before we go, reminder, watch some playoffs, some baseball playoffs. It's been fun. We got Game 7 of Houston-Tampa Bay coming, Game 6 of Atlanta and LA. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I've enjoyed it. And, again, with the New Japan Pro Wrestling, if you've been keeping up on any of it, if you like the wrestling, check out the G1. If you've been watching it, hey, we get the final of it. The winners of the blocks come together head-to-head, fight for the title of G1 Master. That's not really what it's called. I just made that up. But anyway, that's going to be available to watch Sunday morning. my Sunday is set. I'm going to wake and bake the fuck out of myself. Just lots and lots of green, man. Lots of weed. And then I'm going to chill and watch some New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax Final. And then get ready to watch my foosball. Ooh. On a serious note, as I mentioned, I voted. So I would like to say once again, please make sure to get out and vote. And vote for whoever you want. But if you listen to this pod, you're probably not a fan of the Trump. Okay? And really, if you're a fan of democracy or anything else, you should really not vote the Trump. And if you have any questions, please, just do the research. That's all I ask. Is if you're unsure with the vote, research. Please. That's all I ask. Research, knowledge, it's a wonderful thing. And again, Miscellaneous Debris, my other podcast. Check it out if you want to hear more of my thoughts on that. And like I said, this next episode, this coming week, we're going to be talking about UFO stuff, aliens, which is somewhat of a frequent topic on that podcast. But hey, we got that Phenomenon doc to check out. That's another thing I'm going to be doing over the next few days. Excited about that. Talk about it on the other podcast. So, all right, that's what I got for you folks. That's what I got for you. We're going to close up shop. We're going to close it up. Thank you once again for listening, for joining me. I very much appreciate it. You are the best. Yes, the best. Can they, you can't play songs on podcasts because, you get charged money. What if you're just humming them like that? Could I get in trouble for that? Yeah, I hope not. I guess we'll find out, huh? Ooh. Anyway, as always, much love to you all. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Stay mad. Because all the best. Oh, that's right. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everyone. And good luck in all your fantasy endeavors. Yes. Ta-ta for now. Laters.
Welcome to the